Hi, my beautiful Scorpio friends, and welcome to our July 2021 reading. This month is full of magic. It just is. You are the final reading I'm doing for this month, so I have a little perspective on the other signs and how it's all coming to be. And of course, this world is complicated, and there's a lot of different energies out there, and there's a lot happening. That is so true. But I think one of the big messages that's coming through for me, just in sitting here with you and doing my work, is that it's really important not to deny the complexity of our world, not to deny the pains and the losses at all. But we, for ourselves, for our sake, to always check in with our joyful, curious, daydreaming selves and to give them a chance to speak and to be present in this world is so essential. So that message just keeps coming up time and again this month, and I can't avoid it. It's there. And for Scorpios, this is a really beautiful month. I'm excited to share with you July's messages. Of course, we have all this energy running through your fellow water sign of Cancer. We have a new moon in Cancer, which is going to be gorgeous for you. Sun in Cancer, which I love Cancer season. And Mercury moving through Cancer as well, a good chunk of this month. So we have these really beautiful energies trining with you, working with you, helping you to dream and think big. This is big picture energy. And even as the energy starts to move into Leo, we have Venus moving through Leo a good chunk of the month. The Sun moves into Leo. Mercury moves into Leo. That energy is also big picture, how you want to show up in this world. So we're working with a ton of energy right now this month that is going to be calling on you to trying to find the words here, to think big. How's your daydreaming game going these days, Scorpio? I think oftentimes, and it's not everybody, I'm sure there are plenty of out there that are really great at daydreaming, but in working with so many people over the years and working with myself and friends and family, I've noticed that we think we're daydreaming. We think we're having a big dreams, but if we don't actually take the time out regularly every week to let our dreams speak to us, and we're talking big stuff, we're talking stuff that the inner cynic, the inner critic wants to cut down. We need a chance to let those dreams and that dreaming self breathe. So that is one of the first messages that came up for Scorpio before we get into the cards, was make sure you are upping your daydream game for the fun of it. Not because you have to enact every daydream, not because you need to be super reasonable. It's to do it so that you are exercising that part of your soul, that part of your brain, that part of your connection between spirit and body. And when we let that kind of fall to the backside, we lose our tone in being able to use our brain to create beautiful fantasies rather than scary ones, right? So it's so important to do that. And the energy here is helping you do that. So this is just a time to get into a committed, devoted practice with your dreaming, with your daydreaming, with your dreaming. Now, I had one other message, and I think it's an important one, and it's one I've been working with a lot in the last few weeks, and it's been really helping me, which is don't pick up every energy that you come across in a day. I think Cancer season, it's a very porous time. It works really well with you Scorpios. You already work with water energy, so you know about this. But I just want to remind you, most energies in the day, throughout your day, wherever you're going, doing, you don't need to pick up. The vast majority of them you do not need to pick up. We so often pick up energies we think we need to be responsible for that we don't. We just don't. And so I want you to notice, whether it's looking at something on Instagram or here on YouTube, or when you're driving in your car, or when you're in the grocery store, wherever you are, and maybe somebody posts something that's upsetting to you, or somebody kind of cuts in line, or whatever it is, I don't know. Just you know, we want to pick up the energy of self-righteousness or of righteousness, right? We want to pick up the energy of fixing things, making them right. Even though we know that it's not our job to correct everybody all the time, right? Like, not all the time. Sometimes it is appropriate, right? Sometimes in the name of like true justice in the world, yes, we have to use our voice. But there's so many times when it's like that person that walked in front of you, that it was kind of rude, or they were having a stressful day, like they're having a stressful time in their lives, right? Like who knows what's going on for them. But that's not energy you need to be responsible for. It's not energy you have to pick up. It's not energy you have to carry for any amount of time. So I want you to opt out of those unimportant things that are none of your business, right? As much as possible. And like I said, I'm differentiating here between those little moments where we don't have to pick up that energy and the bigger questions, the bigger things that it's important we show up for. Absolutely. That's so true. But you know, when we don't pick up those little things, that driver that we just disagree with the way that they're handling their car, when we don't pick up the person ranting on their Instagram story and it's feeling kind of icky to us, when we don't pick those things up, we make so much more space for where it really matters when we want to use our energy. And I want Scorpios to make sure you are protecting your energy, taking care of it, honoring it, and just not getting yourself all muddied in all that stuff. Because the more that we stop picking up, right, the less we're going to judge other people, because we judge to protect ourselves. We judge when we're tired, when we have picked up too much other people's energy. When we don't pick it up, we don't need to judge it as much. And this helps heal the world. And also, it just makes your July nicer. So those are some of the messages that came through. I should get to the cards here. I'm using the Animal Totem Tarot today. It's beautiful. It's very nature-based. The card wanted to come out. 3 of Cups. Look at those little puffins. They're so cute. Celebration, revelry, you know, and 3 of Cups is tied to the muses and inspiration. And yes, celebration as well. But I think I really love the representation of them as the muses. Page of Pentacles. Hello, alpaca. Wow, you're getting the cute animals today, Scorpio, I have to say. 10 of Wands. Oh, the snail. Very interesting. Don't pick up that energy. Don't worry about it. If it's not your business, you do not have to carry it. Isn't that cool? I'm still learning about it. Like I feel like I've been catching myself in places. It's just been so amazing to release it. And the 7 of Cups. Ooh, very interesting. Fireflies. Okay. We have some nuanced energies going on here. But they're quite supportive, I think. What I'm seeing here is, where are you funneling your energy this month? Your month will, for each of you individuals out there, obviously, is going to vary differently and widely depending on where you are letting your energy flow. I mean, this is once again, I feel like whenever I'm talking to Scorpios, I'm saying things that you all are like, yeah, I know, Sarah. This is my life. Hello. But still, I think it's helpful to hear, it's nice to have somebody who's like, I recognize this process. But here's the thing. When I see these cards, what I see is there's a high variability to the month as far as how you're going to experience it. This is a time to get really deliberate with how you use your energy. You're being called here, like I said, with the 3 of Cups and the puffins and the muses, to focus on this flow of creative energy as much as possible. You're probably going to get a ton of inspiration during this month of energy moving through Cancer to do those creative projects. And like I said, daydreaming game, the muses are going to bring in daydreams you didn't even know you were going to have, right? I love when like a new dream or idea comes into the fold. You know, we have the daydreams and the dreams and the goals and the ideas that have they've been around for a while. We're used to them. We're like, oh yeah, that guy, he's been there. He's been there for 3 years or 6 months. And then we have one that will just surprise us. We'll be home of an evening looking at the internet and suddenly we have this whole new dream. For me, the Three of Cups speaks to the breakthroughs in that regard. There being new ways of doing things, new ways of showing up. You want to funnel your energy around this as much as possible and exude this kind of energy as much as possible this month. We also have Page of Pentacles, which to me is like kind of the beginning stages of investing in something that matters to you. Energetically, monetarily maybe, but money is energy, right? So whether it's practically investing or it has to do with your energy more than anything. Page of Pentacles is like, hey, let's invest that energy in a place that feels good, that feels like we're building something. You know, alpacas live in these really high altitudes and they are very valuable because they have this really warm wool and they're really great at hiking through the mountains, right? They're very like resourceful beings that really they don't focus on it. They're just existing in their natural habitat. They are utilizing their resources beautifully, right? They are focusing on that utilization of their magic in their own unique way, right? They are meant to thrive in these high mountains. And I think when I see this card too, what I see with both of these is like, be yourself. You don't need to wear every hat. You don't need to pick up every energy. You don't need to fix every situation. But what you can do is really focus on who you naturally are and the gifts you have to bring to the world and to funnel your energy just steadfastly into that channel. That's what these cards are speaking to. Every day choosing this. Every day choosing this. Every day choosing this. Now here's where like the variability comes into the picture, because the Ten of Wands and the Seven of Cups are cards of choice to me. Whenever I see these cards, it's like, oh, you have some choices here about how you're going to approach this month. Because the Ten of Wands is an invitation always to put down what is heavy. It is an invitation to also kind of assess, because you get to a 10 in tarot, that means there's a cycle that's completing. There's something that's done, that's finished, that you don't need to carry anymore. And yeah, that can be a life chapter, it can be a project, it can be an idea, it can be a habit, it can just be an energetic closure as well. So there is an invitation here with the Ten of Wands to put down the heavy burden, whatever that may be. And in my mind, what that is like, don't pick up energy you don't have to pick up. That is not, you're not doing anything, right? You're not offering anything and picking it up. You're just torturing yourself, right? That's an invitation. The other variability here is the Seven of Cups. Now, I love working with the Seven of Cups because this is, once again, daydreaming land. This is dreamland. And right now, a lot of outer planets are retrograde, including Neptune, which helps us see more clearly and helps us to kind of understand where we are on our journey. And the Seven of Cups sometimes reminds me of Neptunian energy, because it's like, yeah, you can get lost in your daydreams. You can start daydreaming of scary things too, right? Like you can start dreaming of all the possible scary things and pick up that cup. You can also pick up the cup of beautiful visionary dreams. And one of the things, but once again, I'm talking to Scorpios, so I'm not worried about this. One of the things that's asked of us when we're working with Seven of Cups energy is to be masterful in our choice of dreams, right? And to be deliberate in our choice of dreaming. In fact, I want to read the message that comes with the Firefly here in this book, because Dragonfly, not Firefly. Dragonfly, because this is such an intriguing energy to me, and obviously you can see each of these cups has a different material in it, a different treat or material in it. And here we go. As we dance and buzz in the air, the sun catches our sparkling and iridescent surface, and just like that, we have your attention. Before long, we have you in a trance-like state, dreaming away about all that has been and could be. You are so transfixed by our small bodies that some time stands still and you totally get lost in the moment. just then, just like the snap of someone's fingers, it's all over and you are left to center, focus, and bring yourself and your dreams back down to earth. Yeah, I love that. Because that's the thing. This is a month for you to channel your Scorpio magic into the world. So you want to really be deliberate with it. For yourself and also for the world, right? In you doing that, in you being really deliberate with where you use your energy, what you pay attention to, what you pick up, what you carry, you will find that this month opens up to you. And it's also a month maybe where you will kind of experiment with that and play with it. I often find when it's a time like that where I am really needing to get deliberate, right, with my practices and with where I'm using my energy, I think about it as kind of a big experiment. I'm going to see what happens if I do this. And on days where maybe I wake up and I'm picking up all the energy, because I live that empathic life, and there are just days when it's like you just are like, ooh, just give it all to me. I'll notice it. I'll watch it. I'll see what happens. I'll notice how the day plays out. And I'll say, okay, I'm going to try and get back into that deliberate place again. And that's a really fun way to think about it too. There's no like, oh, you're going to fail at this month or you're going to do great at this month. I think it's more of a paying attention, seeing where it's working for you, seeing how it's playing out for you, noticing the differences in a day where maybe you're daydreaming about the possibilities, the beautiful possibilities. You haven't picked up anybody else's energy. You're just doing your thing. You're letting the muses speak to you. What's coming of those days, and what happens on the days where maybe you're feeling a bit more porous, you're feeling a bit more overwhelmed, and just kind of noticing and working with yourself and noticing what things you're learning. I'm so excited to see what comes of the Scorpio month. Like I said, just this is a month full of magic, so we want to utilize it and access it and let it flow through us fully in huge ways. I will be supporting you all over on Patreon with every single week we hang out, and I provide lots of resources to just work with and play with and stay in that practice and stay in that devotion every week. So I'd love to support you over there. You can also find me on my Instagram and my website. I'd love for you to stick around here and hang out with me. You can also find PinkLune's jewelry on her Etsy shop, and I will see you all in August for more of this magical time of year. I love you all.